Hello and welcome to Transformation Tuesday. This is where I share thoughts and insights from my own transformation journey to encourage you to walk in and enjoy the freedom of the abundant life. I'm Sandra Allen Lovelace. I'm a transformation coach, and I was encouraged to put this series together by some of the women that follow along in my material in order to make transformation markers, the evidence of what transformation looks like, clear to illustrate them. Now, today, I want to talk about the hard things culture. The hard things culture. This idea that let's face it, we women carry it. I believe it's from around outside of us, but we've picked it up and incorporated it for ourselves. That it's most important that we always do the hard thing. Whatever the choices are, pick the hard one, because if you have to work really hard, you'll get better results, more results. It'll be just wonderful. You'll please God if you do that. Yes, because it's also in the church culture. I, for one, carry it. Number one, probably because I was born right after World War II. You know, waste not, want not, save this for the world, for the war effort. Then I was born in New England. That's definitely a pick yourself up by your bootstraps part of the United States. And so I just carry a lot of these kind of things. Yes, do the hard thing, do the hard thing. And so I, like really most women that I know, and actually this is globally. I've been serving women for 50 years across a lot of different countries, and most of us carry it. I've seen it really everywhere I've gone. The hard thing. Come on, do the hard thing. It must be the right thing to do. Well, have you noticed the examples that are used in the church? Because let's go to scripture there, right? There's, yes, hang in there and carry on the way Naomi did. Stand up and go forward even though your life is at risk, the way Esther did. Protect your household even though you're going to be walking into possible death yourself, like Abigail and others. I noticed that it's even pointed out that Jesus himself was silent when he went to the cross. And yet, let's pause. I just know I had to pause, because after pretty much 70 years of always choosing the hard thing, that I sacrificed myself to do the hard thing, I was noticing that the results were not really what one would expect. Certainly I expected, desired certain kinds of results, and they were not there. So to me, always doing the hard thing wasn't panning out. Well, what does scripture have to say about that? You go back there and look closely. You'll notice Jesus didn't always remain silent. There were times when he spoke up, when he said exactly what was going on. For example, when he cleared the outer courts of the temple to the money changers, to the people selling. Yeah, he took a stand. And he wasn't afraid. He was bold. There were other times when he spoke directly to some who called themselves leaders. You're nothing but a bunch of whitewashed tombs. And there were other times when Jesus simply walked away. When they wanted to throw him off a cliff, you'll notice that passage. He just walked away through the crowd. He disappeared. I don't necessarily mean like that, disappeared, but he wasn't there. He got himself away. Or times when things are overwhelming and he went apart with the disciples, got in a boat when the crowds were crushing. If you go through scripture, you'll find that there are actually 41 different times where Jesus avoided hard times. So let's just think about that. As what I did. I started to think, maybe I don't always have to pick up the gauntlet and go after a certain situation. Maybe God isn't really calling me to always be the one to do everything. Yeah, it's the Ole Miss Fix It thing, which I happen to believe comes from the fall that we women just have. And so let's incorporate, let's consider this. I have begun in these last few years, not too many compared to the rest, but to realize this was the major one. I'll share this specifically. A major one. I needed, when God called me to this particular mission of serving women as a transformation coach, I needed to put on blinders. Blinders, the way they put on a horse on the side. The horse can still see, but things that are diversions that might distract the horse from where they're supposed to be going, so that they wouldn't be able to, because they're looking over here, they wouldn't see maybe a hole in the road or some other obstacle. But also protect the horse from being frightened. Maybe some horses would be frightened by the wheels that are so close behind them if they would see them out of the corner of their eyes. And so that was another reason to put blinkers on. So to keep the horse calm and focused going forward. As a matter of fact, I did a drawing about that. And ever since then, oh yes, there are still struggles. Distractions, have you noticed? The world is forever throwing distractions in here to get us off the path, off the track. Oh, but this is such a good cause. Oh, but that situation is just so desperate. I need to get over to really, something else I talk about, practice the pause. I'm learning. I need to practice that pause. Okay, Lord, is this really the place you want me to put some energy today or now or next week? Or first of all, the original call, this original focus is where I need to pour my energy. And he'll bring these other things to mind. But I've had to say no to some social activities because I know what my week looks like, and that would be misdirecting myself. I've had to say no to some really positive things. It was a free 5-day challenge I desperately wanted to be part of, but I knew that paying attention to the clock and being there on time and really changing direction for that couple of hours for 5 days would be too much distraction from what I was doing. Maybe you notice that in your life too. We women who are masters of multi-purposing, it's really a fallacy. Yes, we can get a lot done in a short period of time, but then we've diluted what we've put into each one. So that's what I want to share with you today. That's my personal testimony about transformation and encouragement for you too to consider, is God really calling you to always do the hard thing? Jesus didn't even sacrifice himself until his particular mission called for that sacrifice. And when it was time, that's exactly what he did. All right, I'm Sandra Allen Lovelace. If you want more information like this, more encouragement, go ahead over to the YouTube channel, mine, Sandra Allen Lovelace, and find out some more of these Transformation Tuesday videos, or my 5 Minutes for Freedom videos, or some of my other resources there. I have 3 series on transformation. You might find that interesting. And look, if you think that it might be helpful to reach out to me to have a conversation about maybe I could come alongside you in your transformation journey to help you sort out where you are and where you would like to be, contact me for a complimentary clarity call. We'll spend a few minutes looking at those exact things. Sandra Allen Lovelace at gmail.com. You can find me there, or any of the other places I mentioned. Sandra Allen Lovelace. Have a great day.